Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese Metaphysics master in Hong Kong. A few days ago, we looked at the month of August, the Wood Monkey month, from a flying stars perspective. And today we're going to have a look at the Yijing outlook for the month, just to prepare us a little bit better, maybe on a spiritual level, and see what is coming in the month of August and how we can best prepare. Now, the month of August is a little bit offset from the Western calendar. It starts on August 7th and goes all the way until September 6th. And from an eating perspective, the Wood Monkey month in the year 2025 is represented by hexagram number 63, which is called After Completion or After the Ending. So whichever card deck you're using, the name might be slightly different, but I use the name After Completion. Now, that it can be a little bit confusing as to what that actually means, but essentially, after completion means that once you've completed something, it's sort of like you've just begun something. Yeah, you've completed something and then you start something new. So progress may be smooth, but it's still a little bit fragile. Yeah, because you've just completed the task, you've just accomplished something, and now you're trying to figure out whether that's actually working or not. So things may still be a little bit volatile. So there may be minor setbacks, but they're not harmful as long as you adapt, right? So you may realize that the way you're doing, that you've planned things, they're generally quite good, but you may just have to fine-tune things a little bit. So this is sort of like the overarching theme of the month. Now, what that means is that whatever you're doing, success tends to be only temporary unless you really keep working on it and adapt to future challenges. Yeah, so you've got to be careful that you don't become complacent right away. So you've completed something or you're starting something new. So make sure that you are vigilant and really, really look at how your plan or how your actions work in real life and what you need to do to improve the situation a little bit. Now, especially when it comes, to relationships, but then also business, of course, make sure that you that you try to achieve sort of like a sense of balance and stability, and that means you have to work on what you've got. You've got to consolidate your success. You've got to nurture relationships and plan carefully for the future. Now, obviously, that can also apply for wealth. Yeah. So if you want to sort of like make financial plans, this is the time now where you implement a little bit of financial discipline, right? So do not become complacent. Otherwise, basically, whatever you've just put in place or whatever you think you've accomplished so far is just going to vanish down the road. Now, if we're looking at sort of like the global outlook for the month in general, it looks the month of August looks a little bit more stable than the previous few months, and thank God for that, because things really seem like they've gone out of control for like most of the year so far. But you will already see that changes are coming. Yeah, so be vigilant and look at, especially as a business owner, look at the trends that are coming your way and whether you can already now take certain steps to make sure that you're then just riding the wave rather than just being swept away by it, right? So planning is really, really critical in this stage. When things are stable, it's a good time to plan for the future. Usually when things are going haywire and it's very volatile, we're not in the right frame of mind to make any sort of plans because we're very reactive. But now it's time to plan carefully. Don't take for granted what you have right now. Make sure that you sort of like look at contingency plans as well. Now, if you're a business owner or if you're in a career, pay attention to what is going on in the business itself. Like, where are areas that you could improve on? Because the last thing you want to do is stagnate. Now, sort of like where things look a little bit more stable, we tend to stagnate rather than develop strategies for growth in the future. And that's also if you're in a career, right? So don't think you're safe. But you can increase your sense of safety if you actually start working on yourself, on personal development, and making sure that you add value to yourself. For our personal life, so emotional well-being and all of that, again, avoid complacency. Yeah, just because things are good right now, it doesn't mean that they will stay that way. And so even though, you shouldn't be worrying about the future, it's a good thing to think about where you as a person want to be down the line at the end of the year, right? So take this month and take advantage of the stability that we may be experiencing and work on yourself. Maybe do some personal development courses, or start a course that you've always wanted to do, just to work on yourself, improve your own sense of self-worth, for example, work on your confidence, yeah? And also make sure that you cultivate a sense of inner peace. Now that requires maybe some mindfulness practice that you could start this month to make sure that even though maybe down the line months will come where you're not feeling so stable, internally you're fine because you've got a strong core. For our relationships, the same thing, right? Making sure that you are continuously putting in the effort to foster the honest and truthful relationships, whether that's with your significant other, with your friends, with your family, but then also, if you're a business owner, relationships with your clients, with your staff, with your employees and your colleagues. That is very, very important. Making sure that small misunderstandings don't develop into anything big. Yeah, making sure that you resolve anything that is unresolved. So overall, in August, even though things may seem fairly okay on the surface, be sure to avoid arrogance. Be sure to avoid overconfidence. Yeah, as I mentioned, just because things are going well right now may not mean that it continues that way. So try to avoid being arrogant and overconfident, and rather look at plan B and C, and preparing for future changes that may come, yeah, especially if you're a business owner. Things are constantly changing, especially nowadays, and they can change quickly. So plan for the long term, but build in enough flexibility to adjust, right? But in this month of August, it's really important that you sort of consolidate what you have, build up a strong core, and plan for the future. So maintain stability. That is really, really important. So developing some sort of discipline. You can enjoy the peace and quiet that you experience right now. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't. Go on holiday, do something that is fun, yeah, but still remain disciplined and really avoid making any reckless decisions just because right now things seem to be going fine. All right. So this is the outlook for the month of August. As I mentioned, generally quite good, but even though on the surface everything looks fine, still a little bit volatile. So stability is key here, making sure that you solidify and consolidate what you have right now, whether that is personal relationships, your finances, or your career, or your business. Look at where it's a little bit wobbly and then work on those kinks. All right. So hopefully this helped making August a really, really good month. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments. You can put them in the comment section below. And in the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with anybody who may be interested, and please subscribe. I try to put out valuable content that is actionable and immediately applicable with every video that I post. So I'd be really grateful if you subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. All right, see you guys soon. Take care.